Come make me tell you about the things them way I want, sir. Back in the days when the dancehall used to warm, sir. When Clinton Lindsay used to bust them, make them go on, sir. Whole heap of artists Clinton bring come up America. Some never know say Clinton Lindsay a promoter. Bring up the biggest set of artists from Jamaica. Like Super Cat and Mr. Early be the doctor. Whole heap of artists, nobody me can remember. Who can remember when them used to keep Jamaica? The kind of show that used to give out no for water. To reggae artists round the world and from Jamaica. New York City where him used to do the radio.
Hi, welcome once again to Reflections with Clinton Lindsay, right here on Flexx Television. And today, as usual, we have a very special guest we'll get to in a minute. But first, let's take our first sponsor break.
Yo, can I tell you, or can I not tell you? Because if I tell you, I won't have to tell everyone, but I tell you.
Old time something come back again. Go round the bend, me say go tell you.
It's Flexx Friday. This Friday, the 80s and 90s edition, featuring DJ Flexx, Mikey Mike, and TC Flexx, playing the hits from yesterday, today.
I'm not going to a circus, I'm not going to a fair.
Let us reminisce together at Flexx Friday. That's Top Tier Restaurant and Lounge, which is located at 5240 North University Drive in Lauderhill. That's this Friday, the 80s and 90s edition of Flexx Fridays.
Oh gosh, I remember this.
On Saturday, April 22nd, Black Culture and Flavors Entertainment proudly presents a night called Celebration of Life with live performances from the legendary Monty Morris,
Say what you say.
Culture Cali, Empress Unique,
Let me tell you.
Lee Kelly, Don Christopher, and journalists. They'll be all backed by the Undiluted Band and the award-winning Hold Red Band. Your music will be powered by DJ Marlon and TC Flexx. This is all happening at The Garden, which is located at 4340 North State Road 7 in Lauderdale Lakes. It's the Celebration of Life on Saturday, April 22nd at The Garden.
All right, thanks for the messages and welcome back to Reflections. And as I said before, and we do every week, we have a very, very special guest. And this man is a man that wears a lot of hats. And we're going to get to that. We want to welcome one and only Mikey Mike.
Lindsay, thank you for the invite, sir.
Welcome to Reflections. Where do I start with Mikey Mike? Because you are a young man that, when I first came to Florida, I've heard so much about you. You have a love for radio. And my question to you, Where did this love start? In America or back in Jamaica?
Back in Jamaica.
Okay, tell us about that.
So my father had a sound system.
Your father have a sound system.
Prodigal disco in Port Antonio.
Port Antonio.
So
you're from Portland?
Yeah, man. Port
Oh,
Antonio.
okay.
I grew up in Ocho, you know.
Oh, all right.
But my father's sound system was one of the sound systems that they were used for politics.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever Mr. Manley or anybody come on the Port Antonio,
Mm-hmm.
that's
the sound they
that's
use.
the sound they use, yeah.
Okay.
And occasionally do some parties and so forth.
Mm.
It was a popular sound system.
Right. So you got your love for music there?
Yeah, man. Born into it. Like he had the sound system before I was born.
Okay.
You know, keep a lot of parties and go all over the Jamaica and play all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, them time they had the steel hands and so forth.
You remember those? You could put them in the trees or the coconut tree. Yeah, and chew bumps, yeah.
And like I remember the record shop smell. The smell of the
Yeah,
record stores. They
yeah.
don't smell like this anymore. Even to buy the cleaner, to
Yes.
clean the records, you have to buy those.
Yes.
So those are the memories that I grew up with.
You have good memory because that's many years ago. So because of you were exposed to the music and playing out, so you
exposed to the music through my father and through my mother to the church because she sang.
Your mother was in the choir.
Yeah.
So how did radio? Because I'm sure at your home you couldn't.
Whoa, I'm scratching me for that one.
Yeah, how did the radio part come in?
The radio part came in after going to high school and going on the different minibuses and so forth, and hearing Barry G, you know, Winston Williams,
Yes.
to hear Free Eye.
So you are a JBC man, apparently.
Yeah, man.
That's me too. Winston Williams was one of my influences, and Radcliffe Butler, maybe too long before your time. But you are a JBC man. Can you call 3 people JBC?
The Whip.
The Whip with the solid kick.
Yeah, Paradise Whip. And,
Yeah.
You know, man, the rhyme good.
Yeah. Oh God, he still does it today. I mean, I've never heard anyone.
But then you had the Mikey Dread.
Yes.
You know, who joined the control, who changed the broadcasting thing a little bit,
Right.
like more rootsy, you know,
Right.
where it sounded like one of us, like a regular person. You know,
Right.
Radio broadcasting was always perfect.
And because they're well trained and
so forth. You know,
so Mikey Dread, he used to be on like you know that came about the radio station used to sign off at a certain time, and he was able to have them do Saturday night or some story like that. Why were you so influenced by JBC? Why? Because in reality, RGR was the most listened to. But JBC had a thing locally with the people. Why?
Well, style.
The style.
Everybody had their own style.
Okay.
You know, as a broadcaster, like Barry G has his style, you know, and Winston Williams has his style, and then communication skills with them was great.
Right.
How they communicate with people and so forth.
Right.
Come across or they sell stuff, you know.
Right.
Barry G could be downtown Kingston and talking about a lady in a red shirt. Or the red blouse, you know?
Right.
And by the time Barry G finishes, like, you want to buy 50.
You want to buy. And that was true. He was a good salesman, and he, we were friends for many years. We are still friends, but he's not as vibrant in the business as he was.
And radio was the thing. Radio was what before Sight and Sound. Radio was more sound. So,
right.
You know, so they had a little bit of drama. You know how they present stuff.
Right.
And a man would come on the radio and would tell a story, and the way him tell the story, like you're right there.
You're right there. And because back in those days they used to have actually dramas like plays that was done on radio. Delsil, what is your name again? Delsiluna? Dr. Paul. That was way back in the 60s. But you have a show that was there with a continuous series that was Jamaican produced and written. But I don't remember the full name of it. So when you came, what age did you come to this country?
Well, I went to Eastern Airline stuff again.
So Eastern Airline was the last Airline, your first airline you took?
Eastern Airline was the first airline I know about. I never know about Jamaica. Everybody want to go on Eastern Airline. Eastern Airline would serve the Jamaican breakfast.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And it was it was 3 lanes across. There was a big lane in the middle and then 2, you know. So I started coming to the United States at a young age still. You know? Okay.
So you came here before you actually live here?
Well, whenever my mother would travel to the United States and she would need to bring 2 extra luggage for back home.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I figure, either me and my brother would make the trip.
Yeah. And then, just you can't carry 6 pieces.
Yeah, and then I would get the chance to buy certain records now, certain American records.
Right.
And bring them back down to Jamaica. Like
so you took over from your father?
Yeah, my father.
Or you started your own?
My father passed away, I think I was like 9.
Oh, sorry to hear.
Yes, passed away. I remember sitting outside, you know, watching the guys wash the car in the yard and so forth. And my mom came to me, you know, I was sitting on the steps and she touched me and said, "Well, Daddy is gone," because he was in the hospital sick.
Did you know what that meant at the time?
Well,
when your mom said Daddy is gone, did you know?
Yeah,
what
man, because we were checking at the hospital and looking forward for him come out and do that surgery and so forth, you know. Because he was a plumber, so he was working in Kingston when he got sick.
Okay.
You know, so after that, the sound system, everything else was turned over to me.
Oh, at that young age?
Yes, everything was turned over to me. All the records, everything was turned over to me. And,
so it's an inborn thing with you then? Like you say, you're born in it?
Born, come see it, and wanted to do it. And I remember one time, my bigger brother, one of my bigger brothers, Paul, took me to a skateland place in Port Antonio where they had a sound system, one of the biggest sound systems. It was Tyron or something like that.
Okay.
In Port Antonio.
Right.
And I saw it and I was like, what? This sound bigger than my father one time.
Oh, yes. Well, your father was really for political rallies.
He had a good side sound, but then when they started bringing the tweeters and so forth now, and you know, some guys are the reel-to-reel tape, and the different amplifiers, you know?
Right.
Then that's
used to have them with the lights, the pepper lights they used to.
The pepper lights, these were gone. It was like, them time it was a phrase line and a Macintosh coming in.
Oh, okay.
Those amps came in now, the newer amps came in now, and everybody was building different speakers now, you know?
Right.
And when the thing stopped now, there's no more putting speakers into the trees anymore. It was
a big 15 and yes. You have these boxes that were like 5'10".
Yeah.
5 feet 10 inches up, you know. So when you were coming back and forth to the US, was it Florida or somewhere else?
You know, sometimes it would be church trips.
And that would be Florida.
Like Florida or sometimes Texas, New York.
Oh, okay.
Wherever she could take me with her. Sometimes she wouldn't want to leave me home.
Right.
In Jamaica because
you were a bad boy.
No.
Trouble. You haven't get in trouble.
My younger brother home and I would be the one who she would like, yes, come, let's go, Mikey. You know? And she would teach me the business because she had clothing stores and stuff in Jamaica. So she would teach me the business. I learned to buy and sell and to start operating business from a young age.
So this is why you do what you do today. You have that training from a very young age.
Mommy always say having a seat at the table is good. Owning the table is good.
Yeah.
But she was like, you have to start somewhere, you know, and you have to multiply, not plus. Because she was like 2 and 2, 2 plus 2, that's 4. You know, but when you got 2 multiplied by 2, you know,
it's a different ball.
Different ball game.
No, you are now living in Florida. When I came here years ago, you were living in Florida, and what I've learned about you were very technical. In I call him underground radio. People call him otherwise. Well, you were very technical in that. You were running the biggest one, the most.
Well, I was around them.
You were around them.
Everybody was around them.
You were around them. But where did you learn that though?
I could fix them for the guys. Basically,
yeah, but where did you learn that knowledge? Where did you get that knowledge from?
Well, it's the same thing as fixing a car or.
Come on, I can't just fix a car, so.
Well, it's the same thing. Basically, what goes in, what come out. So put gas in the car, you know, the engine gonna move.
Right.
So basically, it's just a breathing technique. If everything everything works good, connection is good, then it breathes much better.
Right.
For instance, if your nostril is clear, you know, you breathe much better. So you have to make sure your nostril is clear, so you have to make sure so everything works properly. It's just something that I watch Jazzy Raw and other guys.
Oh yeah, I know that name.
Them build them from scratch and so forth. And you know, during that time they would say, pass me the soda iron and so forth, and I put in 2 capacitor here. Right. So we know exactly how to even make them, you know, to build them. And in Jamaica, we use to hang around sound systems and pull them down. My own sons, I pull on everything inside.
So you have a certain aptitude for technical stuff?
Yes, man. I could pull down an amp.
Wow.
You know, work on my own amp, you know, find the problem and fix it. Speaker box is the same thing. Speakers the same thing. Right. And we'll come up with design our own speaker box back in the days.
So why you never thought of going to engineering school, brethren?
Well,
can you imagine if you did? I mean, without training, without that kind of knowledge.
The thing about it, Mr. Lindsay, my mother had a different plan for me. She didn't want me in the music business like my father, you know.
Oh, okay.
And she didn't want me playing soccer either, because you know, because she was talking about the company.
Right.
So I went up in boarding school. I ended up at Western College at one time. First I went to Poland, private school, then I went to Western College. And during that time I would sneak out and go play at the clubs and Merrymakers, Tracks and them place, you know, and all the nice school vibes. And went back home for holiday, and I said, I'm not going back, you know.
No.
So I took a job in Montego Bay, playing in different clubs in Montego Bay, and then came back to Orchard and was working for Upper Deck, which is a club on where they play old school music. Then I went to Roof Club, played for Courtney Cole for a while.
I was about to say that Courtney Cole plays.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I played for Courtney Cole. I was the person who mixed for Big A for Ainsworth.
Okay.
On Wednesday nights and so forth, talent show and so forth. You know. So when Ghana City came by and so forth, I'm the one who was doing the mixing and so forth. You know?
So how did you balance all of that with you know, your travel? You know, you're taking care of your little brother, your
my little brother was only 1 year old than me, younger than me.
Younger? Oh, okay. So he was there with you, PP, clock.
No, he chose the computer world, like.
Oh, okay.
So we choose different part, you know, technical part. But he could fix stuff too. He could fix stuff too. But the music really took off for me is when met my aunt at a record store. You know, in Ochoas. My mom had a clothing store in the front, and we would have a record store in the same building. And we would go to Kingston and just buy records and we get all the latest stuff. So Mikey would come across, you know, and Biggie and Yunus, everybody would come across and they would come and get the latest stuff from me, because I would travel here to VP Records and buy new stuff. Remember one time, travel here to Florida and then go to New York and link up with Mr. Winston Riley. And he would tell me, bring this back to my sons and family, you know? And so I used to go all those locations. I go every single one. I used to go by Mr. Riley's shop all the while and buy all the music, take it back to Old Trails. That's where I even met Mark, you know, because I passed Mark, I'm sitting on the steps.
Mark as in?
Oh, sorry, Buju Banton.
Okay, Mark, okay, Mark as in? Oh, that's where you met him?
Yeah, so I saw him one time sitting on and someone him say, yo, make sure you pick up Stamina Daddy, you know. You know, we buy a gold spoon and so, you know. And from them time, though, we go to Dynamic Sound, and I will say, Pick Out, Mr. Pick Out label, I'll see him meet me outside, give me Puerto Roots, meet me outside, and then Leroy Smart.
Oh, God, you angry, man. Leroy is a man very difficult to deal with, but he's very sweet.
Hi,
Leroy Smart.
But he always look out for me still and say, get this one, let me tell you. He would remember my siblings and so forth used to work inside of that. He would tell Mr. Morris and them, say, look here, this kid bring the music to IRFM and bring the music, you know. So we make sure him get mine too.
Yeah, make sure you're well stocked.
And Mikey will come get him stocked for me. Then I will go by Sonic Sound and meet with Jason Lee, and they will make sure we get my stock. That time Mr. Palmer used to work there. You know, Mr. Palmer was living there one time. He used to work there, and he would make sure we get all the stuff we need, you know.
So that means your collection is supposed to be wicked.
Well,
your collection, if you didn't discard them back in the day.
Some of them I still have, some I don't have. I still collect records, and I went into the producing a little bit. So at one time I advised some Freddie McGregor, Glenn Washington.
Really? What label was that?
It was KBM label.
KBM.
Yeah, if you Google it, you'll find I did good with Glenn Washington.
KBM.
Yeah, KBM label. Yeah.
Okay, I'll look it up.
And of course, it was produced by Michael Down as a producer.
I was about to ask you. You know, you're famous as Mikey Mike, but actually, what's your where did that Mikey Mike come from?
That name was given to me by the late, Yellow Kid and Youthman Troy.
Youthman Troy.
From Ira FM.
Okay.
You know, I used to be like a protege of Mighty Mike in the club, you know.
Like a protege of his?
Okay. So I always make sure, so, all right, you know, teach me the game, and bring me to a different level. And when Susie Q found out that I could travel and so forth to the United States, and Mikey didn't want to go, I would have to go.
Oh, you go. Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
So
all that traveling though, you're gaining experience that when you're settling in America,
I learned one thing from Susie. I learned one thing from Susie. Don't leave the hotel until you get paid. She not leave the hotel until you get paid. So sometimes she would send me and say, go on, and when I get paid, I call you and they can turn it up. You know.
Let's, we have time limited. Let's go to your present, like you're talking about all the hats you wear. Now you are general manager, president of what's the broadcasting company?
Well, right now, I could say I'm just the CEO. Then I could say that.
CEO, that's a big position.
You know, but running the day-to-day operation is not really me.
Right. But I'm gonna get to that. But how did this happen for you in terms of now you have turned the corner and you are now CEO of your legal running station?
Well, the thing about it, Mr. Lindsay, is that most of the major people over here with money, especially Jamaicans, and they might be upset with me, they will talk, but they want to play, but they don't really want to play. Okay. They will say they're going to play, but then they don't play.
What do you mean by that?
Like they want to play, but they don't want to pay for play. In other words, they want to have a Caribbean station, right? But they don't want to
spend the money
to get it.
I agree with you 100%.
And you know about that. So I will step out of the box, you know, and go see my friends who are not Jamaicans, you know, and explain to them what is going on. And like one of them would tell me, if you can convince another person, otherwise from Jamaican, to spend money.
You're good. You're a good salesman.
Good salesman. Anybody who would spend money knowing that put out money for a couple of years, knowing that they're not gonna make it back right now,
away,
you know, then that's good, because really and truly it's a long walk, a long road, you know, to make back any amount of money when you go into radio or even television.
Yes.
You know, you know that for yourself, you know, investment and so forth. So I step out of the box when I get help somewhere else, you know, and the people who I got to help us really love the community, you know, really want to help the community, and very big fans of Caribbean people.
Of Caribbean people,
you know,
okay.
And see where we needed a voice. So they say, hey, let's do it, you know. So we get it done.
You started out with one station, two.
One.
I know your company is now managing. What, 4 stations across the state of Florida?
Yeah, we put programs on we put programs on 7 different stations across Florida.
7?
Yeah, we put different programs. Yeah.
Wow.
So 7 stations across Florida.
Do you know the magnitude of that statement? You 7 stations fall under your umbrella?
Well,
which other Jamaican can you say is doing something like that? 7 stations? No, Bridget. Me know this thing.
You do it.
1 station maybe, but you're talking 7 stations in 7 cities. Or 7 different locations.
7 different. I would say I wouldn't say 7 cities. More than, because cities like us down here in Broward County, we have more than I think more than 20 cities that we're in. You know? Miami, the same thing.
Right.
So
where are these other locations?
Okay, so we have affiliates in Orlando. We have in Vero Beach. We have Tampa. And we have 2 affiliates in Miami, and we have 1 in Broward County.
Wow.
We also have a real good thing going with Flexx FM online. Yes. You know, that they stream our shows also. And we have our own platform.
What is your goal? You know, to expand the way you're expanding. What would you like to achieve?
Caribbean voice.
Caribbean voice. Be more specific. What do you mean by
Caribbean voice? Okay, we are in a niche market. The Caribbean diaspora have no station that can dissect the news for them and break it down. You will hear politicians say, I'm giving you all $50 million towards this community. But when you check it out, the $50 million they're talking about is what the government give out every year. So if you're giving us $50 million towards our community, so we're going to give the rest of people that used to give it before. So for these news entity and these other media would go and lie. So black media is very important to break things down. Now, when you come onto the Caribbean community now, we have a language barrier sometimes. Asians and Jamaicans, we don't understand certain things when, you know. So being able to come across to them, mix it up, you know, and they talk some patois, you know, some English and so forth, make them feel like, yeah, you know, they're not missing anything back in Jamaica, we are home, you know. And the culture is there for them to enjoy at the same time too. So that's the whole thing, just to make sure that we can have
a voice. I noticed lately you've been doing a lot of trips back and forth to Jamaica.
Oh, yeah.
Are you trying to tie in Jamaica with the expansion here in America?
I won't say anything about that yet.
Well, I mean, you can tell us about what already passed. I saw you at Rebel Salute. You were down there for the weekend. That
we went to a couple of schools to announce some gifts and so forth.
Right.
All right. So that idea now is the mission. One of the mission statements for the station is to help all over the world, not just here in Florida, but everywhere we can help. If you're from Jamaica, and I look in the camera and say, if you're from Jamaica, then you should know the struggles that some parts in Jamaica go through.
Oh yes, yes.
And if you take a time, just go down there and see it for yourself. You want to go to Jamaica. What are the violence, however them talk about? You want to go to Jamaica. Doesn't matter what government is in power. You want to go to Jamaica and you want to get involved in helping the youths them down there. And you want to make sure that what you used to do in Jamaica is still being practiced in Jamaica. Like kids are still wearing uniform and so forth. You want to go down there and get a couple of youths around you and talk about stuff that affect them, gun violence and so forth. You want to make sure you tell them, so look here, what you see on TV is not really real.
It's not real.
It's a fiction. So me going into Jamaica and doing things in Jamaica is really just sometimes just to help the culture. Now, say Rebel Salute. Rebel Salute is something that bring tourism to Jamaica. So
Big time.
You know,
Big time.
You go down there and you broadcast it back up here, people see you having fun. They want to go too. That's bringing dollars back into your community.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
People come over here and forget about Jamaica. And say,
so you want to build that bridge?
Yes.
Like that conduit between Jamaica and the USA.
If Mr. Lindsay, you have done it for some time now. You have brought a lot of entertainers here to the United States.
Yes.
Countless people, different bands and so forth. You know, and you never ask them, I feel $1 for make yourself rich and something. You know?
If I did. If I did. No, but that's not. The money is not the issue.
Right. You
do it for the love for your country.
Because you know that what you did, you laid the groundwork for me.
Right.
You know, so you laid the groundwork for me, and there are more people in Jamaica that wants to come to America, what skills and so forth. Not necessarily music, but even in television and so forth, actors and so forth. But they have no one to help them with that. So, Mr. Pickle Push, why you left us still?
That's honorable. That's honorable. I like that. Now, you are also an ear personality. And then sometime when I listen to you in the mornings, you can be very political. You see yourself running for some office in the future, brethren?
Well, I need to fix my chair good. Everything in the United States or in the world right now have to do something with P.
Politics.
You have the police, the preacher, you have the politicians, you have the people, you have the prime minister, you have the president. You know?
Hey, you're right on target.
You know, and then
with the P's.
And all those P's, if they don't follow the rules, them get punished.
Go to prison. Go to prison.
Pay the penalty.
So, are you saying all of this to say that one day you will run for office?
That period is a very powerful word. Even and I'm not with no apology. Even the females out there, they are powerful. They are powerful with the P.
So,
no, but seriously, because I listen to you sometimes, and you take issues that are of concern to the community.
well,
I heard you the other day talking about the woke thing that's going on in the capital of Tallahassee. You were talking about what the governor is doing, and I said, that that's an issue that should be concerning to
people. Don't know that you go to Tallahassee, you get a culture shock. Most of the people down, the senators and stuff, run down here to go to Tallahassee. When they get there, they're like, whoa, but I'm not much away up here.
Oh, really?
Because Florida's a big place, and everybody want to live in Fort Lauderdale and Miami and so forth. And you have other places that know we're talking about land now.
Yeah.
That you can go and live and make money, make a life for your family.
Right.
You know, we want to own land and homes down here where we're making other people rich.
Right.
You know, where we can go somewhere else and
that's the true sound of a future politician.
No,
you know what I mean? Don't give me that. I'll give you 5 years. I'll give you 5 years.
You can imagine if we get more people up, like say in Lake Plaza, open them places where people buy up land right now.
Right.
And I have a whole block of Jamaicans and Caribbean people who own that block.
Can you imagine the
voting,
power?
That's voting power already.
Can you imagine?
But politics for now.
No, I don't mean right now. I think more if it's give you 5 to 10 years. Because I listen to your program and you make some good points. And I wonder to myself, so how come the current politician don't think like, didn't think of it or don't think of the things you're saying?
I get my first schooling from Winston Barnes.
Winston
First
Barnes.
time I get in trouble on radio when I was at WAVS, Winston Barnes. I used to sometimes be late. Drive a pretty car late sometime. And Mr. Barnes pulled me in the office one time and he said, come here, I'm going to ring your ears. Well, I say, leave the glamour alone.
Yes.
That will come.
I agree with him 100%.
That will come, you know?
Yes.
You know, when I come off the radio, right, and I going home, and the way you ease me home and, and so forth, and make me drive home.
And it's kind of, sometimes it's hard for a young person, because the temptation is there in many ways. And it's, because I'm not going to say I was a goody two-shoe back when I was in my 20s on radio. I took advantage of it. The girls and the money and the girls. And you're young and you would think that it's not going to end.
Because him say you're not going to be popular forever, man.
Forever, there you go.
So leave the glamour alone. Try and build something. So when I was doing the radio thing, the first person I went to and talked to about it, Mr. Winston Barnes. And him say, shh, how much people you tell? And I say, only you and Owie from VP. Say, don't tell nobody else.
Exactly. Well, a man like that with the experience and the knowledge, he's been in the business for so long. Because I used to listen to him when I was a kid in Jamaica.
Yeah, man, Mr. Barnes, when I came in, Mr. Barnes and Jamusa, and a couple other people, Ron Burke, even Eddie Edwards, and them, they really gave me.
What chances. About the one when Clint O'Neill?
Oh, yes.
I never get to meet him, but I've heard so much.
Clint used to have me on every Thursday.
Oh, wow.
So I used to play the dancehall for him on Thursday. So I go down there and play the dancehall Thursdays. So every Thursday we go down to Clint O'Neill and play. Oh. And that's one of the person who some of us mimic him style like 305, 995.
He has a way of work with words.
He was a Winston whip.
I agree. Because I used to listen to him in New York as Neil Love.
One of the greatest.
Gotta give it to him. But I've never met him, and when I first came down here within months, he had passed away. Yeah. And I went to his service, even though I've never met him. But as a fellow broadcaster, you want to make sure. So your aim right now is to just continue growing, expanding. Is there a particular city in Florida that you like?
My aim right now is to get everybody involved and surround myself with smart people.
Nice.
And people who are smarter than me and people who have knowledge. You, TC, Trisha, Ms. Chin. That's what the smart
one. That will never turn out their phone when them in our interview.
Yeah,
I want to publicly thank you though, because I was telling my producer this past Saturday was my second day, my second Saturday and WZOP.
Sounding good.
I thank you for that opportunity.
We need the veterans around us. So when we have ideas and so forth, we don't.
Listen, I do 5 Monday to Friday. You know how hard it was to decide to go on a Saturday. I only have 1 free day now, brethren.
But Mr. Lindsay, as we say, bigger brother, bigger yard too. So we need a bigger yard.
Yeah.
They don't even know who Clinton is.
Yeah. So thank you for that. And again, Mike, you didn't give me your full name.
My full name is Michael Downer.
Downer. Okay. You know? You're not related to that girl here, the angel.
If you ask me, so I wonder why I beat about something.
Baby. Hey, listen, I want to thank you for passing through. Time is of essence.
Anytime.
We just had a good conversation with Mikey Mike, CEO of, what's the name of your broadcasting company?
WZOP Production.
WZOP Production. And I want to wish you all the best of luck. All right, thank you very much, Mikey, and we're going to take a break. When we come back, the charts, South Florida and New York charts. Stay tuned.
Yo, can I tell you, or can I not tell you? Because if I tell you, I won't have to tell everyone, but I tell you.
Old time something come back again. Go round the bend, me say go tell you.
It's Flexx Friday. This Friday, the 80s and 90s edition, featuring DJ Lee Flexx, Mikey Mike, and TC Flexx, playing the hits from yesterday, today.
I'm not going to a circus, I'm not going to a fair.
Let us reminisce together at Flexx Friday. That's top tier restaurant and lounge, which is located at 5240 North University Drive in Lauderhill. That's this Friday, the 80s and 90s edition of Flexx Fridays.
Oh gosh, I remember this.
On Saturday, April 22nd, Black Culture and Flavors Entertainment proudly presents a night called Celebration of Life, with live performances from the legendary Monty Morris,
Say what you say.
Culture Cali, Empress Unique,
Let me tell you.
Lee Kelly, Don Christopher, and journalists. They'll be all backed by the Undiluted Band and the award-winning Hold Red Band. Your music will be powered by DJ Marlon and TC Flexx. This is all happening at The Garden, which is located at 4340 North State Road 7 in Lauderdale Lakes. It's the Celebration of Life on Saturday, April 22nd at The Garden.
Okay, thank you very much, TC, for counting down the South space from 6 to 7 right here on Flexx TV. Until then, may the good Lord bless and keep you. You take care.
Come make me tell you about the things them way I want, sir. Back in the days when the dancehall used to warm, sir. When Clinton Lindsay used to bust them, make them go on, sir. Whole heap of artists Clinton bring come up America. Some never know say Clinton Lindsay a promoter. Bring up the biggest set of artists from Jamaica, like Super Cat and Mr. Early be the doctor. Whole heap of artists, no for them me can't remember. Who can remember when them used to keep Jamaica? The kind of show that used to give out no for water to reggae artists round the world and from Jamaica, New York City, where him used to do the radio.